kind of emotional for me because I, began writing this piece when I was 23 years old in the upstairs apartment of this old lady's house where I was living at the time, right after college, or university, I guess is what we call it here. And I never at that point, writing that show as a monologue at that point, imagined that it would ever even be produced. Let alone, be received or win awards or anything, especially not awards in another country, that I wasn't even sure how a British audience would receive my big black and queer ass American Broadway show. And so it feels really, it really touches me that this sort of story that began in sort of solitary confinement almost sort of seems to have touched people in this sort of universal way. And so I feel really moved and just grateful and thankful to be here to receive this honor. Oh yeah, I was like, maybe no one will get any of it. It's like the show is chocked full of, from the top to the bottom, of very specific American, black, gay, queer references, pop culture, just in everything about it that could be American, it is. And so I was definitely, I don't want to say concerned, because I was kind of I figured at the very worst, just, a few people would take something from it. And everybody else would just be befuddled. And we've all had those experiences in the theater where we're like, what is that we're watching? But, again, people came, I think, with open minds and open hearts, and they were able to open themselves up to Usher's story. And I'm going to be grateful for that for as long as I live. Well, I mean, where it began and where it ended up were two totally different things, because it just started as a monologue that I was just writing, and then I later began writing songs, and then I began starting to put the songs into the monologue because there was a thematic overlap with them. And then from there, I began just doing readings, and I started collaborating with my beloved director, Stephen Brackett, and we just kept pushing at it and teasing it out and figuring it out and our actors came in, and my choreographer Raja Feather Kelly and my music director Rona Siddiqui, everybody came in to see sort of what the raw materials were, and we just figured it out together, truly. I would say be true to yourself and to really sort of find the core seed, the thing that's that you have to say and that you want to share that maybe you haven't shared with anybody else, and just hold on to that. Your piece, whatever you're working on, it's gonna change, it's gonna morph, it's gonna grow, but always, hold on to the core seed at the center of it, and let that guide you and lead you.